Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in the history of the interwebs. All the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto than this one right here. It is me, Officer 589, reporting in for the XRP Army. Guys, my name is Ben. Today is Friday, June 3rd, 73 degrees in the BitBoy Crypto studio. Come to you live every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My hair's kind of a mess today.
You realize you've been kind of doing the old intro the last couple of days.
Have I?
Largest and greatest community.
We still say that.
Yeah. But what about crypto education, freedom through digital assets, something
No,
like
we
that?
we haven't said that in like 3 months, TJ.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Maybe-
quit that like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
3 months ago, we changed the intro, TJ. I don't know where you were. Maybe you were on vacation.
Back to the old one?
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh.
not the old one. It's very similar to the old one, but it's not the old one. Because we say nobody keeps you more in the know about crypto. That's the end
That's the
caveat.
difference.
We shortened it. It used to be much longer. We made it 3 lines. We used to give our mission statement. We don't do that anymore. People don't care about the mission statement.
Yeah.
They
just
don't
wanna make
care
money.
that we're trying to move you to financial freedom through digital assets. They don't care. All they care about is the BitSquad community. That's what we found. Guys, jobs report great today. Man, the markets are crushing it. They're killing it, right? The jobs market is super strong. We've been telling you guys for a while that this jobs market is topsy-turvy. You don't want the job market being strong right now. That is a sign that the inflation is not subsiding. Nate, $5 super chat. I love the show. Watch it every day. Hope to be rich someday. And this show just might get me there. Smash that like, bro. Well, guys, it's important to remember. I want you guys to understand that during this time, this bear market time, it is hard. It's hard to pay attention. It's easy to accumulate when prices get to lower prices. Guys, it's going to be harder. It's going to get harder before it gets easier. I need everybody to understand that. Because what I'm seeing here, we're seeing the mainstream media, and I know because I've been doing interviews, and I see what their target is. They're coming here. They're wanting to interview me. Have major publications wanting to interview me. They interview me about everything about crypto, all the positive, all the great stuff we do. And then all they want to focus on is the fact that the market is down. And there are coins that we covered on this channel before. They're down like 98% that we covered 2 years ago. Guys, the entire market's down. You have plenty of altcoins that are down in the 90 to 95% range already. And this is the narrative they want. They want you to think that everybody who put money into these coins 2 years ago, they've all lost all their money. Well, that's not the truth, guys. The truth is, and I wonder if a lot of these mainstream media attacks coming towards this channel and other influencers out in the space, it's because we speak out about people that are on their boards, such as BlackRock and Vanguard. And we're relentless against these people. We will continue to be relentless because we are the people's channel. But we're starting to become a target from some of these people. Like, you can't think that me sitting here on this channel every day with thousands and thousands of viewers speaking out against the dark evils of this world, BlackRock, Vanguard, Citadel, the government. You can't think I can come on this channel every single day and do this over and over again without repercussion. And I'm willing to shoulder that because we're tired of it here. And I will continue to speak out about this stuff. But the fact is, they want to portray like everybody who got into crypto has lost money. That's not true. The people that were watching this channel in 2019 and 2020, they made so much money over the next 1 year that they're still way up. And we told you to take profits. We told you to take profits. You got to take profits on the way up because people will continue to tell you there will be no bear market. There will be no bear market. And we see where it is right now, guys. And I'm very concerned that we're just at the beginning of this. And there's a lot of stuff to indicate that May was the top of last year or April was the top of last year. And that would be good. That would mean we would be considerably close to a bottom right now. But the fact is, when you look at the macroeconomic factors today, what's going on in the world, you look at Gemini or Coinbase, Tesla, Gemini, all freezing, all hiring, laying people off. Well, you know what that tells me also? It tells that these companies overextended themselves during a time of fruitfulness. I can tell you here at BitBoy Crypto, we have enough money to run this company for 5 years and not have to lay people off. And people need to understand that bad business practices, when money is going up, is not beneficial when the markets pull back, and they always pull back in crypto. And you have to understand this message that crypto is cyclical. Anyone who tells you that is false is an idiot. They cannot look at the history of Bitcoin, look at the history of these market cycles, and tell you that we are not right now in the perfect time for the downturn. We are right where we need to be. This is where the opportunity gets revealed. Super excited about what the next 4 years are going to look like in crypto. Actually, the next 3 years in crypto, because then we'll have another drop probably after that. And one day the bear markets will not come as predictably as they have since the history of Bitcoin. That time's not now. We're in it right now. So let's go ahead. We're gonna start by checking out. Let's check out Twitter here real quick. I want to remind you guys about our contest we are running. Don't forget to follow me, BitBoy_crypto. We're 847K. Giving away 5 sets of passes to Consensus. Not a lot of people have signed up so far, so make sure you go and get your entries here. Click this link, and you can be entered. You can come join me at Consensus. I will only be there for Friday, just so you guys know. I'm not going to be there a long time. I'm really just coming to interview Charles Hoskinson. I emailed him. He didn't email me back. So hopefully this interview with Charles Hoskinson is happening out there. We're bringing a whole team to do it. But when is this going to be announced? That's a great question. TJ, can you give me 1 second? Not show the screen here. I need to adjust this here. Let's see. Let me go to Gleam. Because we noticed yesterday that this was a 30-day contest, and obviously that's not correct. We need this to end by Sunday. Let's see here. Edit, competitions, edit. I'm going to make this end Sunday night, and we'll announce the winners on Monday morning. Does that sound good? Yeah. It'll give you 3 or 4 days to get out there. I assume most of the people are going to show up. There we go. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Most people that are going to sign up are probably in Texas, I would think. So there you go. So contest should be updated now. So we will be having the winners. We'll give the winners on Monday. The contest it says 30 days left. That can't be right. Oh, did I hit July? I think I hit July. Hold on. Let me edit it one more time. I'll make sure I get this right because people are tweeting about it. Yeah. Guys, we're smart enough to know that we were going to pick the winners ahead of time. But I guess it would have made a little more sense to actually put the end date in the beginning instead of adding it afterwards. So, okay, so 2 days left. There you go. So now you can go check out the contest. 2 days left on the contest, and you can enter that. Don't forget to follow us here on Instagram, BitBoy_crypto. Let's go ahead and check out the markets. Also, guys, I've got to get off at 12:30. I'm going to do an AMA with Celsius here in a little bit. 12:30, I've got that. So we're going to be in the show a little bit early today. I'm going to need that towel. I don't know why does my towel disappear every day? That's what I want to know. Johnny, can you go get Allison, please? $1.218 trillion in market cap. But look how low that volume is. This is where things are starting to look pretty concerning and maybe, heading down towards more downside. We have no volume. What does this mean? That means that as the market cap has now approached $1.2 trillion and Bitcoin has dropped now back below $30,000, I believe, at $29,500. And remember, what's the number that gives us a weekly red candle? I think it's 29,500. I believe it is. Let's see.
It's right there.
Yeah, I think right now let's see. Are we on Heikinashi? We are. Let me get on regulars. Right now, that's Bitcoin versus Tether. I want Bitcoin US dollar. There we go. Right now, we are hanging on. I need my towel. It needs to stay in here. Okay, just tell her it needs to stay in here. Thank you. As you can see right here, look at the weekly. You can see it is hanging on by a thread for the green, meaning a really strong chance we get a 10th red candle in a row here. So even with Bitcoin at this number here, with Ethereum at 1762, this low volume tells us no one wants to buy at these prices. No one wants to buy at these prices. How insane is that? This indicates we are going much, much lower, in my opinion. If you guys love when we come on the show every day, if you love when I represent XRP Army, you love when we go over the market cap numbers here. Thank you, Allison.
You love Allison's hand.
Love Allison's hand. Her hand. It always comes through clutch. That sounded weird. So the point here is no one's going to buy at these prices. But if you love when we come in every day and give you guys the news, make sure you smash the like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the Bit Squad to help show this content to more people is make sure to hit that like button. If you're watching on mobile, X out, hit the live button, come back into the live chat. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of your screen, more actions, more options, hit more actions, and then react, and then hit like. Bitcoin dominance up a hair, 46.3%. ETH dominance down another hair at 17.5%, and 35 Paraguays is going to send you an ETH transaction. We already kind of looked at some of these numbers. Let's look at XRP coming in 39 cents. Cardano back at 54 cents. Solana now teetering on moving out of the top 10. Polkadot's got a ways to go to push it out. Dogecoin remaining in the top 10. Sad. Okay.
Sad.
Biggest gainer of the day, Bitcoin SV, man. What a resurgence. Are you all in on Bitcoin SV?
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Bitcoin SV, total scam.
Stay away from multi-Bitcoin forks, I would say. I mean, maybe Bitcoin Cash you can make a excuse for, but
Yeah.
Diamond, Gold, SV, ABC, all of the above, stay away.
That's right. And then we have ICP, which a lot of people like at these prices. $8.36, up 3%. But let's look at the gainers of the losers of the day. Kava down, Kusama, Solana still continuing to move back. I'm telling you, man, a lot of people losing faith in Solana. A lot of people losing faith in it. Waves up 100%. Let's do our weekly check of the waves chart. Man, look at that chart. Crushing it. Go to the 7-day. Oh my gosh, crushing it. Let's go to the 3-month. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, it looks like maybe breaking up in a little uptrend. But you know what? Looking at this red over here, to be honest with you, this really looks to me like many of the bearish altcoin charts that we saw in 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Sideways, big dip, moves back up. It'll go sideways for a while again. I mean, if we go look at, let's say, the Cardano chart from the bear market, you come here, click Cardano. Let's go to the year to date, the all. Let's see here. Let's look what this thing looked like from 2017 all the way to 2000. And you guys can see this is when things really started to take off. Would have been right there near, let's see, that's 2021. Huh.
Well, you could say
started taking off from here, I guess.
Yeah, where that volume started.
But this here particularly is what you should notice. Let me do a quick screenshot here so I can highlight some stuff here. Okay. All right. So, I mean, you can see here. I cannot not circle on this, but you can see this. This is the bear market right here. Okay. This is the bear market. See what I mean? It dropped down, then it came back up, then it dropped down, it came back up, and then it just stayed sideways. It was sideways from 2018 to basically the middle of 2019. For a year and a half, it was almost completely sideways. That is what lulls you to sleep in these bear markets that you have to watch out for. So, Frank, why don't you come on up and let's talk charts here. I'm talking Bitcoin. Frank, we missed you. Where have you been?
Where's Frank been lately?
Oh, I've been having other people on the show. Sorry.
Oh, I'm being replaced.
Shots fired.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you are having an awesome day. We got a lot to look at on the charts today. Yesterday was a confusing day for the price action. A lot of weird, scammy wicks happening. It was a little bit weird. I was sitting out yesterday. Still, kind of sitting out today. I might be looking to get re-enter into a short. I finally closed my ETH short.
Re-enter a short at 29.5
yes.
or 17.60. Wow.
Yes, scary. Possibly going to be probably more of a scalp. I would like to come up a little higher to get a better entry, but a lot of mixed signals on the charts, guys. Not going to lie, it's been a little hard to read recently. However, we did have a pretty decent call in our Discord. If you guys want to join our Discord, you can head over to the Frankie Candles YouTube channel and click any of the videos. All the links are in the descriptions, and you can join there. It's totally free. But I do put some TA in there, try to let the Candle Mafia know what's going on and what I'm looking for. We did put this, I think we might have talked about this on this stream, but we did have a diamond pattern forming at the resistance right here. So we did call this breakdown here from that. And then I told everybody, if we do break below this red box, don't FOMO into a short. Wait for a retest, a bearish retest of this red box. And if we go ahead and come on over to the charts, you will see, let's come down to this one, switch it back over to Huygens. And if we come over, let's go to the 30-minute, you guys can see that that is exactly what happened. We did come up. I kind of thought we were going to get that bearish retest right here, but we wound up just testing this resistance and dropping down. And then this big ascending channel, guys, I'm not gonna lie, late last night, I was looking at the charts and, you know, I was starting to feel a little more bullish with the green dots printing on the higher daily time frames. It was looking pretty good. We also on the higher hourly time frames, I guess I'll just go ahead and show you guys on the 5-day here, getting that big old green dot printing here. And this has called, you know, the last time we had one of these green dots was in 2017 on the 5-day. Did mark the bottom of the bear market, almost to the exact candle, but you know, almost perfect there. So it could be marking that we are close to a bottom, right? You never want to just put all your faith and
Watch
say
for
this
those
is,
the double green dots.
Yes,
You know, the double green dots is one of the strongest formations that we've seen on market Cipher. Now, obviously, when we were right at the peak of the market, we got a couple of those and it didn't work. It went down. So, you know, you could kind of look at that as maybe, you know, kind of signifying the end and maybe once again signifying the end of the bear market as well.
yes,
Possibly. But, you know,
absolutely.
I don't
And
have
just-
big hopes at this point.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I do generally fall in the camp that, you know, we still have to go through a full bear market. But, you know, just touching on that, if we come to the 5-day, if you take a look at in 2013 and 2014, you know, we did get 2 green dots, right? So the 5-day green dot called the bottom in 2017. But in 2013, 2014, you know, still basically called the bottom with these green dots. But you want to be careful, right? Because sometimes you can get one, it thinks it's the bottom, but you still have that one last leg down to go. And I will, just to be honest, guys, I would love to see one more last leg down, get those real cheap prices in, you know, make you feel a lot better. Maybe we come down and test that 200-week moving average. It would make a lot of sense. But, you know, we are having some bullish things with these green dots. Could be signifying that we're getting close to a bottom. And then coming to the higher hourly time frames here, we're starting to get some money flow crossovers into the green. Typically, really bullish signs. 8-hour crossed over into the green, 6-hour crossover into the green. You know, 12-hour is curving up, looking pretty good. And then the 16-hour as well. Money flow, nice curvature. Momentum waves also coming up very nicely. But just coming down to the lower time frames, come back to the half hour. So we could take a look at what's going on here. Last night, with those green dots and the money flow coming up on that 8-hour, you know, the crossover on the 8-hour, the 6-hour, and the 10, 12, and 16-hour starting to come up, it's starting to show that the momentum might be starting to shift to the upside, and we might be getting closer to that real relief bounce, right? We have seen a little bit of relief, but I mean, this was pretty lackluster for how much we've come down. But seeing this ascending triangle come up, you know, was starting to feel a little bit good. But, you know, again, I've said this before, these are bullish until they're not, right? This is typically, I mean, this is the bearish formation. You know, some people think they're bullish, but these break down most of the time.
Oh, yeah. 60% of the time, I believe.
Yeah, it's 60-something percent of the time. You know, sometimes you could get a breakout, but I was waiting for this, and you know, I thought it was going to happen here. And I started to question myself. And you know, that's the importance, especially if you're going to be trading. It's the importance of trusting your TA and letting the market just play out, right? Because you know, I could have changed my mind late last night. Things are looking bullish. You don't want to flip flop, right? You just want to. That's why it's important to have your stop loss set and your take profit set. Trust your TA, because you know, last night we were up here. I could have panicked and been like, you know what? Maybe, you know, I'll enter a long. I think we're going up. And then, you know, I just get wrecked. Meanwhile, my original plan was to look for a short anyway. So, you know, that was a pretty good call in the Discord. If you guys are interested in joining, we definitely put some TA in there. I try to make these calls as much as possible. But, you know, on the macro, guys, actually, let's just take a look. You know, ETH not looking as good as Bitcoin, which I'm sure, Ben, you could probably attest to this. You know, ETH will typically, you have to remember, ETH is still an altcoin technically, right?
Yeah.
So you would expect Bitcoin to perform better in a bear market than Ethereum, correct?
Well, I don't consider Ethereum to be an altcoin. So, no, I actually disagree with that. I think right now we're seeing it, but that doesn't mean over the entire bear market that's what we're going to see.
Okay. Well, I mean, in the summer too.
Yeah, we have the ETH merge coming up.
Yep.
You know, I think that ETH merge is what's going to really change things for Ethereum. So,
yeah. So as far as, you know, if we come over to these higher time frames on ETH, Not getting the green dots just yet. I don't think it means that they're not going to come. They might just be lagging behind a little bit. But I mean, ETH
And what
sitting.
chart is that? Oh, that's the ETH daily or 5 day?
Yes, this is the 6-day.
6 day. Okay.
But ETH sitting on top of some pretty important resistance right here. I mean, very similar to Bitcoin, right? I don't really cover Ethereum that much because for the most part, it's pretty similar to Bitcoin, right? It's similar structure here. Holding, this would be the golden pocket on Bitcoin, but holding this pretty well. So keeping a close eye on this. Like I said, I think we could be getting really close to a bottom here with all those green dots and the money flow coming up on the higher hourly time frames. So
you mean a bottom?
I would say, I was talking about this yesterday on my channel. I think if we have not bottomed, I think we are getting close. But recently, the past couple of days, I have been feeling pretty indecisive. Now, I was looking into the false top theory, found some really, really interesting evidence supporting that. But, I don't think that's going to shorten the bear market. I think if anything, that just signifies that we might hit a bottom quicker than we might have thought. But I don't think it means that we're just going to, launch off into a new bull market or new all-time highs. But
the bottom's important. I mean, the bottom is extremely important when it happens. That's going to be your best chance to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, looking at your indecisiveness, it just shows the charts aren't really. Here's what I think is confusing things. I think the false top theory is confusing things.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we didn't have that to go on, if everybody believed for sure that November was the real authentic top, I don't think we're having these conversations about potentially bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're seeing here right now is we're seeing kind of a juxtaposition of the two timelines coming together here, right? So if Bitcoin were to get a gigantic capitulation, maybe this weekend, potentially 22,000, maybe this weekend, maybe we get another bearish close for the weekly. And then, Monday it shoots down. If we get a really large capitulation and then a big heavy bounce back above 30, that might indicate that was the last wick. But if we don't get that and it still continues to be that slow grind down, then that indicates, I think, that we're going to be looking much further away for a bottom and for that capitulation. Because at some point, if April was the top, now we're in June, okay? Now we're looking at 14 months. Once it gets to 15 months, now we're starting to move outside of the normal range we would see a bottom come in after a top. So I think this is a very pivotal time. I'm really feeling, with all the macroeconomic sentiment being down so much right now, I am kind of feeling like it is possible that we could get the last capitulation extremely soon, and then our false top theory could end up being proven correct. It's just theory at this point. I still don't think it's likely, but I do think it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I love that you say that too, because that is almost exactly what I would love to see. If we look here at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, one more last leg down would be great. Because then if we come down, right, and we touch this 200-week moving average, which coincidentally is sitting right at about $22,000, it would make so much sense to get that last leg down. And if you come over to the daily chart and we do get that lower low here again, and we could have our momentum waves come down like this, putting in massive bullish divergences on the daily, which would indicate, a big bounce up from this level, and that might be able to mark the bottom. And I would feel a little more comfortable believing that's the bottom, being that we come down and touch that 200-week moving average like we have in the past many times.
So I think if you're listening to what we're saying here, I think setting buy orders at $22,500, $23,000, I think is very smart.
Yeah, and real quick before I go, I do just want to touch on, I think CryptoFace was saying this in one of his latest videos. People, I have a lot of people asking me like, hey, crypto like crashed really big. Maybe they don't stay up to date with the markets and they look at the chart and they're like, oh my God, we came down so much. They're like, should I be putting all my money in? And I've been telling them to DCA in slowly, because even if you start buying in right now, or even if, I always recommend DCAing, it's a little bit safer of a strategy. But even if you put all your money in right now and we're at, 29K and we drop down to 22K, when we're back in another bull cycle at all-time highs, is it going to matter if you got in here or there? No. When you're all the way up there? Yeah. So, that's kind of the camp I fall in. If you just DCA in now, if we drop in lower, you can just buy in a little bit more. But even if you put all your money in right now, I mean, we are low. So, that's kind of my, the green dots on the higher daily timeframes makes me think the bottom could be close. But we also do have a red dot printing on the daily, which would support a possible capitulation,
Yeah.
or not capitulation. You know, wouldn't guarantee a capitulation, but it could indicate some. You know, we might have a red weekend, so that would totally line up with what Ben is talking about. So,
Yeah.
I would like to see that little bit of lower prices, get that big bullish divergence on the daily, and then hopefully start looking for some longs. But I think that's all I got for you guys
right,
today.
sweet.
Back to Ben. Bing bong. Frankie Candles on YouTube. Give me a subscribe.
Yeah, y'all help Frankie out. Man.
Give
He
me
needs a lot of help.
subscribe, he said.
Frank is just a poor boy and from a poor family. And we are trying to, okay, I'm not going to say that. Okay, thanks, Frank. Guys, don't forget, make sure if you're, you subscribe to BitBoy Crypto on YouTube, obviously. But if you scroll on down here, you check out our other channels we have. Frankie Candles, BitBoy Bits. These are short, compact segments from the live streams and the other videos. Hit Network, 113K. Going to start doing some social media growth videos on this channel. Meta Money, over 51 now, and NFT Alpha approaching 19,000. So make sure to hit those up. God, look, Frankie's catching all them channels.
Frankie's growing.
People love
quick.
Frankie.
Yeah, I was
know.
looking at all the numbers today. Frankie's crushing it.
Frankie's doing really well. We're proud of Frank.
Yeah, we are.
Frank's good people. All right, let's move on here, guys. Bitcoin bounces to 30.7 as analysts present stock to flow Bitcoin price model rehash.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Bitcoin climbed to fresh local highs overnight into June 3rd after U.S. equities cut losses. Let's see what else they're saying here. Bitcoin itself continued to face calls for retracement, which would eclipse May's 23,800 lows. When did it hit 23,800?
Maybe on some. I mean, I thought
I've never heard
25.
25.5 is what I thought the low was.
Yeah.
What does this say here? This says 25.4. I mean, 23.8's a really big discrepancy.
Yeah.
I don't know where they got that number from. Crypto Tony. Man, we love Crypto Tony. I have no idea who Crypto Tony is. He's a guy named Tony who's into crypto, though. We like that. Still targeted between 22,000 and 24,000. No offense, Tony. I'm sure you're a great guy. Demanding a break of a trend line near 32.5. Bitcoin held the 30K level so long would still be intact from 29.3K region. Here's this idiot again. Everything this guy says is wrong. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. He says now we're flipping towards 31.8. Oh, 30, 31. Oh, 29.4. 29.4, which would actually officially put us, I believe, back in red territory. Yep, there you go, red territory. Well, I don't know. Those are the hiking off sheets. Let's see. Nope, we are hanging on still by a thread. What is the low here? Or what's it at right now? The low, 29.2. The open was 29.4. Right now, it's at 29.463. It's $9 above a red candle right now. $9. Anyways, let's see here. Having failed to validate its 100K end of year prediction in 2021, stock to flow has become increasingly sidelined as its creator Plan B fields criticism. If accurate, it suggests still robust, but less pie in the sky upside than before, maybe even several years of sideways in line with the halving cycle and likely continued volatility. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think several years. What number do you think of when you hear the word several?
Several, I think of at least 4 to 5.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 3 plus. Three, at least 3. A few.
That's where
3 is few. Couples
Right.
2. Few is 3. Several's more.
Yeah.
So, but it's got at least 3 years to be several.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to go sideways for several years. Sideways for a couple years, I think we certainly could see.
Mhm.
So in Plan B's stock to flow is just going to continue to be less and less relevant over time. I tell you that pi cycle top indicator turned out to be the most accurate one of the year. So, and man, I certainly did not want that to be the case when it was going on. What is that thing looking at these days? This is when the 111-day moving average and the 350-day moving average when they cross. So kind of if you're looking at this, when we got bottoms here, got bottom here, got a bottom here. I mean, they were a pretty good distance away, but I mean, really hard to measure how far away they were. We could actually, hey, you know what we could do? We could play around with this thing. I could make a whole video about this and show using this indicator the average distance away the 111 and 350R when we hit a bottom, and then see where we're at now. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, because this one turned out to be by far the most correct. And once again, check this out. Here's what's really interesting, guys, is that where does the pi cycle top? When did it cross? When did it cross? This is very important. Crossed in April, guys, or in May. It crossed in May.
More confirmation.
More confirmation of the false top theory. I'm telling you, man, I feel like that thing really has a great chance of coming true, and I do not certainly want to be, a person that's pushing a theory and saying this is definitely going to be accurate, make decisions off of this. But one more big capitulation and a bounce back above 30, I think would be strong evidence for this. And I think we could see a retest maybe still in November after the midterms of that, because that's what we've traditionally seen with the midterms, but maybe not. Maybe this false top theory will end up proving correct and show us a new roadmap. So, all right, let's go here. Gold, stock, and Bitcoin. Is it what we're talking about? No, let's just move to the job report. U.S. job growth remains strong in May. And you know what I want to do real quick? I want to read from our research group what Forza said. You guys can follow Forza on Twitter. It's at Forza_crypto. Let me pull it up. So give this guy a shout. This guy who's been in my research group forever. He is, let's see here, at Forza. So you guys can follow him. This guy's been with me for years now. There he is. You guys can follow him. He's only got 4,500 followers here. There you go. He made this tweet. Strong jobs numbers are ironically net negative. Fed has openly stated that strong dislocations in the labor market are a core focus and key contributor to inflation. Consequently, they will have no remorse to continue raising in QT. So this is what he broke down in our research group, what he said. This is very important to understand. This is what we've been telling you. These job report numbers is not that they're false. They're just misleading. We don't want a strong job economy right now. That's bad for the future of the economy in the short term. Job numbers are up. Net negative for the markets, ironically speaking. The Fed is hellbent on gutting inflation. This means getting the labor market under control. This means they're going to continue to tighten with no remorse to capital markets. They need to see unemployment come up so more workers enter the workforce. More workers entering the workforce means lower wages, supply and demand. This in turn will likely lead to lower inflation. As long as job numbers remain this strong, the worker is in control and can bid higher wages. It's exactly what we've been talking about when it comes to this job market and a deflationary economy as opposed to an inflationary economy. The jobs get gutted once these inflation numbers start dropping. Goods cost less. The dollar is worth more. Companies are bringing in less money. Therefore, they have less money to pay workers. And what happens then? They start laying workers off. Coinbase today has announced if you are a candidate for a job there, you can withdraw your offer because they're not hiring. Tesla, or was it Gemini laid 10% of people off? Who did the layoffs today?
I think it was Gemini, but I don't.
Or was it Tesla? Did Tesla laid 10% off? So somebody laid 10% off today. So it was saw it on Twitter somewhere. So here we go. Job gains maintain their impressive run in May, even as government policymakers took steps to cool the economy and ease inflation. It appears that fewer Americans will be able to fully share in a continued expansion, however. There are growing signals that lower-income families, which have been hit hardest by price increases and used up much of their pandemic-era savings, are beginning to pull back on discretionary purchases. I'm pulling back on discretionary purchases. I am. Well, imagine people that can barely afford stuff. Like, yeah, of course they're pulling back. Guys, I'm telling you, this day of everybody being rich from free government money is over. The rooster, the chicken is coming home to roost right now. This is what happens when you print money forever. You hand it out forever. Oh, here's your $1,800 in stimulus. By the way, here's your $2,000 property tax increase. Guys, they always take that money back. They said Tesla. It's Tesla. Tesla's laying off 10% of their.
Both, according to what I'm pulling up.
Coinbase and Tesla? Or
Gemini,
Gemini and Tesla.
supposedly 10%, and Tesla 10%.
Yep. And
supposedly.
Coinbase did a hiring freeze. Wow. Sad, sad, sad. Recency bias has us thinking of a recession being like the pandemic crisis or the global financial crisis, but these were once in 100 years events, which are unlikely to repeat in the near term. Same time, the elevated inflation backdrop has brought comparisons with the 1970s, but there again, the situation was different, lasting 15 years from the late 60s to the early 80s, featuring 2 moderate and deep recessions. So that is not good stuff. Nearly twice as many open jobs as available workers, and inflation running at its fastest pace in 4 decades. Many economists and policymakers say a slowdown is just what the economy needs right now. So, speaking of what the economy needs, the people that will always tell you what we need, BlackRock, here they are. Larry Fink, possibly Satan himself, sees elevated inflation for years due to supply shocks. CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, says he expects inflation to remain elevated for several years, primarily because of snarled global supply chains. Now,
Snarled? Good word.
Yeah. So what he's saying here is nothing the government's doing right now is having an effect.
Mhm.
What is he trying to pressure them to stop doing it? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Fink is 69. Definitely a number I'd never want to think about with that guy. Federal Reserve doesn't have the tools on its own to fix supply problems across the world. Fink said in an interview predicting market volatility to continue. Chris Maddox said he just joined the BitLab Academy. Excited to take the courses. So hope in 3 years set up nicely. Keep up the good work, you guys. Appreciate that super chat. Thank you for joining. You're going to get a lot out of it there. We're always adding new courses every month. We're going to have bouts of fear that will create more market turmoil. We have not witnessed huge asset allocation changes by our investors. So, yeah, that's because your investors are the rich people. They're not doing much different right now. Everybody else is having to do a lot of different stuff. Oh, I see that, James Hunter. Go Dogs. Absolutely. College football around the corner. Here we go. Miners threaten to abandon New York as state gives nod to Bitcoin mining ban.
Oh, I
Hey,
saw that.
come to Georgia. We got a big video showing you guys what CleanSpark is doing here in the Atlanta area. #1 Bitcoin mining state, Georgia. Here we go. Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Go Bitcoin miners. Tell you what. Crypto miners are in for a major showdown with legislators. The Senate voted 36-27 favoring the bill. Mining businesses that already have a license or are actively applying for a new one will be permitted to continue their operations. On Friday, several news media outlets, I think it's supposed to say news media outlets, disclosed that the mining companies based in upstate New York have threatened to go elsewhere if the proposed ban is passed. This bill is a job killer, and it sends a horrible message to crypto entrepreneurs. New York, the China of the United States. There you go. I said it here first. Going to be speaking at NFT NYC. I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to go ruffle some feathers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if you're in New York and you're in crypto, you need to get out. They're coming after you. They do. Wall Street does not want you to be able to make money in crypto. They don't want mining there. They want to get as far away from Wall Street as possible. We all know that eventually all the stuff on Wall Street, it's going to move down to Ocean Drive in Miami, probably Biscayne Boulevard, to be honest with you. It's going to be moving. We're going to have the financial center of the world will be moving somewhere else because of these archaic practices. But the people that are there now on Wall Street, they still want to hold on to everything, make as much money as possible while they still can, while the old system is still here. We see it, their mouthpiece, the media, we see what they say. All of the government politicians are under their thumb in New York. New York has been anti-Bitcoin since day one. And of course, all the people making the anti-Bitcoin rules, you know what they go do after they leave office? They go work for Bitcoin companies. So go figure. Biden administration has drafted a report on crypto miners' energy use and emissions. An energy team of the White House is drafting policy recommendations report to address concerns cryptocurrency mining's energy consumption and emissions. Okay. According to a report by Bloomberg, report aims to investigate all claims surrounding the crypto mining industry. And I tell you, the thing that I noticed the most when it came to our visit to CleanSpark was it was an environmental solutions company.
Right.
Like, this is not anti-environment. Actually, I brought up, you guys know my term I use, the climate crazies. I'd say climate crazy. Well, one of their high-level employees, who super awesome guy, I really enjoyed talking with him. He said, just so you know, I am a climate crazy. I was like, oh, okay, cool, So we talked about it for a little bit. And he's like, it was that love for trying to save the climate is what pushed him actually towards Bitcoin. And that's so interesting to hear from a person who is on the ground that is pushing for, legislation around environmental causes. And yet he sees Bitcoin as a solution. It's not the problem.
Right.
And so just so fascinating to see all of this FUD around the environment continue.
I wonder if they were some of the ones pushing back against this bill because they had operations in New York as well, upstate. I mean,
Yeah.
they have most of their stuff here, but they did have offices and facilities in New York.
Yeah. Plattsburgh. If you want to look up a very interesting Bitcoin mining story, I think Vice did a report on Plattsburgh, New York. Go check that out. Just Google it. You'll find the video on YouTube. Very fascinating what happened up there in New York. It really changed Bitcoin mining forever with the solution that they came to. But upstate New York, you still have some miners. I actually met a guy when I was in somewhere. I think we were in Miami, maybe for Bitcoin 2021. And I met a guy who actually now runs the mining facility up in Plattsburgh that was the center of that interview. So definitely something to check out. CFTC sues Gemini for false or misleading statements related to Bitcoin futures.
Here we go.
Regulatory authority said the New York-based exchange made material false or misleading statements and omissions to the commission. Gemini filed the statements in 2017, and the CFTC evaluated that the alleged misleading statements and omissions in question failed to accurately cover whether the proposed Bitcoin futures contract would be readily susceptible to manipulation. Well, I'll tell you some stuff I've discovered about Gemini here in the recent past. Doesn't surprise me at all that they would have given misleading statements. But the problem here is, did they really give misleading statements? I mean, were they really absolutely sure that they were saying that there was going to be any manipulation? I would go back and tell you this. Still, all the ETF decisions, they really hinge on whether or not market manipulation in crypto is possible. And they still can't decide. At what level is market manipulation no longer valid? Well, stock market, hello. Like, you don't think there's market manipulation going on there? You don't think that's going on? You don't think the hedge funds and the shorting and the way that BlackRock controls companies from the inside, that's not market manipulation? What gives here? What's the problem? The problem is Bitcoin is in a bear market right now. That's the problem. So we're going to see more negative stuff come out. Let's see. Gretchen Lowe said, making false or misleading statements to the CFTC in connection with a futures product certification undermines the CFTC's work to ensure the fight, blah, 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 blah. She sounds like an idiot. CFTC, among others, has asked for increased authority to regulate the market.
Of course.
We know that all the people that work for these government organizations, which I will say, CFTC, not as corrupt as the SEC. I do want to be clear here. I'm not a huge opponent to the CFTC. I think a lot of stuff at CFTC is very valid and needs to exist. The SEC, meanwhile, is the most corrupt organization in the United States. I will continue to say it from the high hills until everyone hears it. Ellie Tourette was on yesterday with us, basically stopped short of saying that exact same thing. Look, the bribes that goes on behind the SEC, the William Hinman $15 million retirement fund, this is insane. So you got to take whatever the government says with a grain of salt here. A grain of salt. The CFTC, among others, is asked for increased authority to regulate the market. Letitia James also, she is the New York Attorney General. I guess she's going to be leading the case against Nate Chastain about cryptocurrency investors recently, saying volatility and hacks posed risk. No shocker here. But you know what they don't say here is that they don't ever say what the statement was. They don't ever say what they put inside of this.
Right.
That
was supposedly misleading.
Yeah, what's misleading? What is misleading here? I don't know. Very, very confused here on that. I wish I had more news there. Winklevoss Twins, Gemini cutting 10% of its staff, saying crypto winter is here. I want to go back to that other story here. Guys, if that's true, that what they're saying is that, like, on their application, there were false or misleading statements, then every ETF that has not been approved due to possible market manipulation matches the exact same thing, right? Because they're all proposing their ETFs on the idea that the market can't be manipulated. So by that logic, you would say every single ETF that has been rejected has offered misleading statements to the SEC, correct?
Yeah.
Where is the flaw in that logic? Not really sure. But I told you guys for a long time, the Winklevoss twins are not in the club. Who runs the club? Mark Zuckerberg, of course. But they are not in the club. And that's why you'll never hear Gemini mentioned the same level you hear Coinbase or FTX mentioned. It's always kind of an afterthought. The Winklevoss twins, obviously created Facebook. It was stolen by Mark Zuckerberg. And they've never been in the club ever since then. The club of the elite elites. Yeah, they got plenty of money. No question about that. But that's only thanks to Bitcoin. That's only thanks to Bitcoin. They were the first Bitcoin billionaires. That's why they have the money. They didn't make all the money and then they got in the club, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is you're probably going to see the government go after them in an unfair way. And a lot of that will probably be led by Mark Zuckerberg. Of course, you heard Facebook executive Sheryl Sandberg leaving. Also supposedly under investigation for allocating resources from Facebook to help plan her wedding. I guarantee you I know what this means. Basically, she was going to get fired anyways. And so now they're trying to justify it. I bet she had her assistant call a cake baker. Probably what it is. Probably had her assistant call and ask if a place could bake a cake for her wedding or if they could reserve a venue. And whoa, her assistant worked for Facebook. So there you go, using company resources. That I guarantee you it's something like that. It was nothing probably nefarious. So her and Zuckerberg have been on the outs for a while, but we'll have to see if that, results in big changes to Meta. But Winklevoss twins, Gemini cutting 10% of its staff, saying crypto winter is here. Well, you know what? You should have done a better job there, Gemini, of storing up your fat for your hibernation. Doesn't look like you did a good job. You're letting go of 10% of your people here. Handle your money better, folks. When you're always trying to squeeze the last dollar of profit out of everything and you don't treat people first, then, of course, fire all your people because you don't care. Coinbase chief legal officer responds to SEC disclosure FUD. Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer of Coinbase, highlighted that the funds of customers are protected legally and physically. His fears surrounding Coinbase exchange run wild. Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer of Coinbase, assured customers that their funds are safe within the exchange. Grewal also explained that the firm does not do any sort of actions with its customer assets unless they give specific instructions to do so. In addition, the attorney highlighted in a tweet, the exchange is financially strong and has more than $6 billion in the bank. Implying it's not going bankrupt anytime soon, despite the FUD. And you know what's interesting here is we've never seen anything like this before in crypto. What do I mean by this? We've never had a company as big as Coinbase go public and now go through a bear market. This is the first bear market we've had a major crypto company go through. And so now what you're seeing is the extension of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that usually gets reserved for crypto projects. Now it's making its way on the traditional markets. And now they're trying to FUD the price of Coinbase down itself. Guys, Coinbase is not going bankrupt. I don't know whose idea it was to put out this story telling people, hey, if Coinbase did go bankrupt, you might lose your money. It sounds like Trevon James, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you might lose your money, but you might lose your money. Only true OGs understand that. But anyways, the point here being is that we haven't seen this in a bear market. Now what we're going to see is the traditional market people pile on. Facebook is not, or Coinbase is not going bankrupt. They've got $6 billion in the bank. Now, what happens when prices drop much further? I don't know. But they're not going bankrupt. They got plenty of money to cover themselves. And as long as at some point the price of Bitcoin and trading goes back up, which we all assume that it will, then they'll be fine, as long as it's in the next few years. Now, if 100 years from now, the price of Bitcoin is still at under $30,000, then they might be in big trouble. But, what if all this Solana FUD is to drive out retail for the whales or perhaps as a potential black swan for crypto later? I would answer that question by saying, I think we're going to answer another Solana question later. But guys, pausing your blockchain is not a successful FUD strategy. That's more of an actual problem strategy. So if you were going to try to shake confidence in investments, I doubt that you would want to pause your blockchain. Coinbase extends its hiring pause, citing the current crypto winter. Turbulent market conditions are forcing crypto exchanges like Gemini and Coinbase to announce cutbacks and changes in their recruitment process. Let's see. LJ Brock announced several critical changes in its hiring. They decided to pause. So we've already kind of mentioned that. Johnny Depp wins a Ethereum NFT surge after actor wins defamation suit against Amber Heard. Thank you, Decrypt. Who wrote this? Jason Nelson.
All right.
Our guy, Jason Nelson, man. We like Jason Nelson. I've known Jason for years.
Yeah.
Usually when I bring up someone's name, I'm going to throw them under the bus, but we actually like Jason, so I won't throw Jason under the bus. Jason, what is the distraction you're covering? Tell me. Text me and tell me. I don't know if he's got it. No, we like Jason. You guys would go support Jason. Me and TJ, was he on the Bit Bus with us?
I think he was.
I think Jason was on the Bit Bus.
He was always
with us.
there. That's what I like about him. He was around.
He was at every conference. Man,
Yeah.
we love Jason. Such a great guy. So, I would never Amber Heard Jason Nelson. I would never do that. That means abuse, I think. So NFT collection on OpenSea features images of several figures that Depp calls friends and heroes. An NFT collection featuring artwork by Johnny Depp saw its price go up. Wow. The Never Fear Truth collection of generative art on OpenSea has been on Ethereum. Did you see this thing where Johnny Depp refuses to look at Amber Heard?
I heard about it.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I haven't seen the
crucial,
clip, but
he literally will not look at her. While she talks, he looks down.
Yeah.
Because in one of their last arguments, he told her she will never see his eyes again.
gosh,
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Certainly, I hope I don't get in trouble for defamation, but man, certainly seems like that Amber Heard is not a great person.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is not without blame in any of this either. I think what you got kind of two crazies here. You got
there
two
was a lot-
crazies that, detached from reality. But Johnny Depp definitely has seemed like he's, connected with people, and it made people feel sorry for him a lot more than her. So
Yeah. There was a lot of psychological warfare going on there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Japan passes bill to limit stablecoin issuance to banks and trust companies. Japan is moving forward with legislation regarding the issuance of stablecoins. The bill reportedly stipulates that issuance is limited to licensed banks, registered money transfer agents, and trust companies in Japan. The new legal framework will reportedly take effect in 2023. Japan's Financial Services Agency planning to introduce regulations to stablecoin issuers in the coming months. And then also, speaking of Japan, crypto exchange FTX launches in Japan following domestic acquisition. Their acquisition of Liquid Group. I actually did some work with Liquid, the Liquid exchange from Japan many, many years ago. Seemed like a pretty good exchange. I think I had some Liquid tokens at some point. I don't remember. I think I ended up just letting them go because I think I was supposed to do something by a certain date. I never did it because it was like $12 at the time. So now it's probably like 54 cents. FTX has expanded its presence to Japan. Acquisition not only gives us technological advantage, but also allows us to work directly with Japanese regulators in a transparent, constructive, and positive manner, SBF said. Now, here's the question. Here's the question when it comes to FTX. This has nothing to do with Japan or their purchase of Liquid. Now, I will tell you with this, Liquid did have, I believe, leverage trading on their site. So maybe this is FTX's way of bringing leverage trading into the Japanese market. We were kind of told that probably during this year, we would see leverage trading on FTX US.
Mm-hmm.
You think we're going to see that?
I think they're getting there. We're 6 months in already. It's just the year's going quick. So my gut says maybe right at the end, towards the end.
I don't think we're going to see it this year.
You think we'll see it next year?
Yeah, I think we'll see it next year. I think what we're going to see is, if you think about ByBit, for instance, ByBit launched, I believe, in like September of 2019. Let me go and look at that real quick. Let me go to the Bitcoin chart. Where is the Bitcoin ByBit chart? Bitcoin USD ByBit. Let's see what that is. That's the weekly. Let's see. When did they launch? No, actually, look at this. Look at that. They actually launched November of 2018. I got my year totally wrong. 2018, almost at the exact bottom. I don't know. So interesting. I don't know. They launched almost at the exact bottom. I thought it was kind of weird timing for them to launch. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see FTX come out with leverage trading, maybe somewhere near the bottom as well, possibly. Yeah. And if that would be the case, maybe we'll see it next week.
That'd be great.
So I don't know. I'm just wondering what the status of that. It doesn't feel like the regulatory environment is very favorable for them right now to release leverage trading. Ripple, speaking of XRP Army, everybody throw it up. Where's that? XRP Army, throw it up. No, we're going through the show a little fast today because I've got to be off here in a few minutes to do an AMA with Celsius. But let's talk about Ripple. Where if you guys want the shirt, by the way, check out hitmerch.com. Hitmerch.com. Check it out. Get your XRP jersey. We got all these other things. Justin loves the sweatpants. Justin loves the sweatpants.
They're comfortable. It's
Yeah,
all
definitely.
comfortable.
Here we go. Ripple-based remittances now available to 54 million customers per new BEX's partnership. BexPay, a Ripple user, has now announced yet another partnership, bringing Ripple remittance services to over 54 million Latin American users. Brazil-based Bex Banco, which processes cross-border e-commerce payments for millions of customers, joined RippleNet in 2017 to connect with member banks in North America, Europe, and Asia. On June 2nd, 2012, Brito submitted lines of code to create 100 billion tokens that were then called XNS. However, the current version of the XRP ledger did not take off until December 2012. Wow, that goes way back. Wow. That was before the XRPL was out. Very interesting here. We talked yesterday with Ellie Terrett about about what's going on with the case. Obviously, we're waiting on kind of some rulings regarding some of the drafts of the Hinman speech. That's kind of the latest that we're waiting on here. XRP and two blue chip altcoins are grabbing investor dollars away from Ethereum, according to CoinShares. Very interested to see what these other two are, because I definitely understand XRP pulling investments away from Ethereum and other coins, because as people wait for the end of this SEC lawsuit, people expect a price explosion from Ripple and XRP, of course. In the latest CoinShares May 2022 survey, digital asset investment firms as XRP, Cardano, and Polkadot, are all attracting more investor dollars as allocations to Ethereum move in the opposite direction. Very interesting here. Here you can see some of the popular altcoins right now. Solana down quite a bit, as you can see. Polygon down quite a bit. CoinShares May survey also says smart contract blockchain Solana has seen a decline in the percentage of investors allocating to it from around 4% to 1%. People giving up on Solana. It's what we suggested yesterday. Yesterday, I suggested I'm ready to give up on it. So, maybe we start moving some of the Solana dollars into Polkadot. Polkadot is definitely something that I believe, right now, we don't know what it's going to be. It hasn't launched yet. Cardano is a little bit further ahead than Polkadot right now. In 1 to 2 years, they'll probably be at about the same place, and we can judge them better against one another. I've always said I believe Cardano is the #1 competitor to Ethereum. Polkadot definitely has a chance, though. We've already seen what Solana can do. Not impressed. We've seen what Terra Luna did. Not impressed. We've seen what Avalanche has done. Avalanche has been fairly impressive, but it's had some failures as well. Not necessarily having to do with the chain, but projects built on top of it. So we'll see what happens. But I understand XRP taking away. I would argue definitely XRP would be much higher on this list if it wasn't for the fact it's hard to buy. It's extremely hard to buy, especially if you live in the United States. Jack Keene says Link will survive. Yeah, we definitely love Link. We think Link is a great coin as well. Okay, we got some Q&A here.
Yeah, we'll do a couple ones real quick. We've talked a lot about the Solana, but this is thinking about Solana. What happens if, and what are the chances that Ethereum messes up the merge, and what kind of opportunities that create for other projects like the ones you just mentioned?
Well, it's going to be hard for a blockchain that's paused to capitalize on it. So I definitely think that the one chink in Ethereum's kind of armor, or the vulnerability that it has, is if the merge does not go well. But I don't see that happening. I think the merge is going to go well. I think it's going to be slow. I think it's going to take longer than people think. But remember this, something I've recently discovered, is that this should not have any direct impact on the gas prices. So if the gas prices remain high on Ethereum, which right now they're not that high, but during times of high volume, they do spike, that's going to continue to be a problem, and sharding is much further away. So what you can kind of look at is you can look at the time in between the merge and sharding being implemented, which could be years, is really that key point for maybe Cardano or Polkadot to jump on and try to pull closer to Ethereum during that time. If the merge messes up, it's going to be a slow bleed. It's not going to be quick, I believe, because it's going to take a while to know that it's messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I mean, when should I start accumulating, or when do you plan to start accumulating ADA, E-Gold, FTX throughout the bear market?
I'm waiting for a new low for Bitcoin.
There you go.
And if we don't get one, I think now's the time to start looking at it scaling in. But I think we're going to see, traditionally we should see lower prices for everything. And here's what you have to remember: once we get the Bitcoin low, the altcoin lows are not right there at the same time. They will kind of go sideways, and they still may have other capitulation points for the individual altcoins. So really, once we see Bitcoin hit a new low, maybe 22,000 or maybe 24,000, that's when I'd really start paying attention to some of these coins. So, all right, guys, that is all we got for today. I got to go do this call with Celsius right now. We've got plenty of videos for you guys this weekend around the blockchain this afternoon. That's all I got. Be blessed. Well.